Hey guys, it is a cold, wintry Sunday morning here in Western New York. It's about 10:30. I gotta get this heater fired up and get this place warmed up a little bit. I guess this is part 11 of the Buick LS swap video series. It seems to be doing pretty good. I guess people like watching these kind of videos, so that's cool. Anybody new out there, thanks for tuning in. And if you aren't familiar with my channel, go back and check out some of my older videos. I did this once before on my 72 Chevy pickup, which is currently kind of packed away for winter. It's got a tarp over it. Otherwise I'd show you that right now, but yeah, go back and check out that. I've got a playlist, I think, on that whole video series. And that, I really enjoy driving that thing, and that's kind of what made me want to do another LS swap. It's just, you don't really understand until you actually do it or have an LS swapped older car. It basically makes it a completely different vehicle. Makes it like a new car almost, depending on how you build it. Mine is kind of a mix of both. It's got an old, turbo 400 3-speed transmission, but still the smooth, reliable power of these engines, it's like you're driving a newer car. My suspension's still from 1956, so that's not going to feel like a new car, but I will be converting to disc brakes up front very soon. The brake system is coming up very soon. I'm going to be running all my brake lines and stuff. But anyway, I got a bunch of complaints that I talk too much, so try to keep that down a little bit and try to show more progress. I like to explain what I'm doing, and I know I talk too much in my videos, so I will admit that. Alright, I got some wiring run around there in the car, and I got a radiator hose on. Kind of ugly, but this will work. I'm probably gonna put some loom around it so it's not rubbing on that part of the radiator right there. Definitely don't want that to rub through. That run in the car through the old antenna wire hole. It's a nice big hole. I've been running all my stuff in there, or grommet anyway. Been running all my stuff in there. Through there. And eventually I will put a radio in here. That one's basically just going to be for looks. It doesn't work. I could fiddle with it and try to get it to work, but I don't really want to. So I'm probably going to put maybe a stereo like under the seat or something, so I can just reach down and turn it up and down and whatever. There's the wires for that. I just finished making that little switch bracket here. One's going to be my backup light, and one's going to be my fan. So next thing to do is wire the switches up, make sure everything works, and then it's about all I can do right now. I'm waiting on some parts. Alright, I got my disc brake conversion kit calipers in the mail, which is actually just Chevy Astrovan calipers. I'm waiting on all the other parts so I can do that. Now I'm going to put this steering box in. You can see I just looped the line. I filled it with fluid and looped the line so I don't have to run it. Power steering to it right now. It's going to be basically a manual steering box. I know I'm going to get some crap about that, but these pumps are, I don't know, they're kind of rated for a lower pressure, and the LS power steering pump is too much pressure for these. It'll just blow the seals right out. So not really sure what I want to do in the future. For now I'm just going to use this as a manual steering box. It'll be fine. Well, snowing again. There is so much snow, it just keeps on piling up. This is the snowiest winter we've had in a long time. I had to shovel the walkway here again. So much snow. I'm about over it. I got the steering box installed, and that was a hassle doing it by myself. Could have asked somebody for help, but I managed to get it done. And that's in there. I got everything tightened up. My bracket actually lined up pretty good. I had to put a couple washers behind it to space it out, but worked out good. So that's ready to go. Alright, I got my first hose made up. I really like working with this braided line. It looks so pretty. It can be a real pain though sometimes, how it frays out. Just got to be careful with it and wear rubber gloves. It will definitely hurt if you get pricked by it. But it is going to go like this. Right onto there. Get it started here. Come on now. There it goes. Alright, so I don't have much room to film, but that is gonna go like that, and something like that. The fuel pump's gonna go right there. The reason I brought it back is so I have enough room to put a fuel pump and the fuel filter along this area of the trunk. I want to have that stuff easily accessible in case I have to clean the filter or replace the pump. I don't want it up in there. So, and I really should have a shutoff valve on this, and I might add one at some point, because that will be a mess if I have to change the fuel pump. Pretty much the whole contents of the gas tank will come out. But that's a start, so that's that. And that also brings me out far enough where I'm not under the tank anymore, and I'll be able to drill a hole right there. Here's what we got so far. You can see I got my filter up in there, clamped down, or tightened up. Might have tightened it a little too much and twisted the clamp, but that's alright. Nice and tight. And then we got the filter. Nice and tight, a little piece right here. Alright, I just got the push-on fitting installed on the end, and now I'm going to feed that side through the frame, down through from this side. Now here's a pretty important thing if you are working on one of these and you're going to use these push lock fittings here. These are known to pop off, so as a safety precaution, what I did on the Chevy, and I've never had a problem in the 4 years that it's been together, is when you get this on, what you're gonna want to do is put a piece of, I think it's 3/8 hose right directly in front of this, and clamp it with 2 hose clamps, and jam that hose right up against these 2 tabs. That way it's not gonna push in like that, because you can see when these go in, they go out too. So if there's a hose jammed right up against this and locked down, there's no way for these to come in like that and pop off. You definitely don't want that coming off. So there's a little tip if you're working on one of these. And 4 years, no problem on the truck, and I have the little hoses on there, and if that truck wasn't buried in snow under a tarp, I would show you, but I'll show you when I get this thing put together. Alright guys, got my hose finished up here. That's the fuel rail end, and then there is the fuel filter end over there. That's I put a 90 on that side. So this is ready to slide back in there, and unfortunately I don't have enough hose. That's all that's left right there. Only got like 5 feet left, so I'm gonna have to probably order another 15 feet. So yeah, it is what it is. I could have ran a returnless style. Well, it's not really returnless, but fuel rail with the one fitting, and then you use the Corvette style pump regulator, and it has a return like right here, so you only have to use like a couple feet of hose back to the tank. But I already had the truck style rail, and I didn't want to dig into modifying anything, so It's alright. Alright, I'm lubing up the 10 gauge wire for the fuel line, or not the fuel line, the fuel pump. 10 gauge wire, it's gonna run along all the way back to the pump.